All right, team, how we all going? It's Nick here. You probably know who I am by now with all my videos. So what I wanted to do today was talk to you guys about the new mining opportunity. Well, it's not new, it's actually old. It's what I feel is the best way forward from here. So we're still waiting on USI to come out with their updates and details and so on and so forth. And, we've done the numbers, we've looked at the history of the company and so on and so forth. And I don't think that it's a very, I don't want to say viable, it may be viable, but I don't think it's a very good company to continue business with. Obviously, we did everything we possibly could within our power to make sure that they were legit and they were doing things correctly and not mishandling funds and so on and so forth. Jumped on a plane and went there and met the owners and things like that with Mike. And we did as much as we sort of possibly could. Where it sits at the moment, I'm still waiting for more updates. I heard a phone call from Mike Kiefer yesterday, basically saying that everything's almost done, but again, we need to wait for the update. So where's next? Now, I don't want to get away from cryptocurrency at all because I think it's amazing. I just think it needs to be managed correctly and approached in the right way. So what do I mean by that? Basically, I'm probably going to get some hate for saying this, but there's a lot of people out there promoting the new shiny objects and stuff like that that keep popping up. And we've seen that before, and I've seen that with affiliate marketing, and it never ends well. You've got a whole bunch of new, untested, unproven systems, and it usually ends in heartbreak. And I mean, USI withstood the test of time when everything else fell over. Anyone that's still around that remembers Gladiator Coin or Jet Coin, those things were gone in 30 to 60 days. But we wanted to do something that was more sustainable, had a lot more trust and backing and history. And upon talking to a few people and really looking at what I personally feel is the best thing to do, we went back into mining. Mining's the only thing that has really withstood the test of time. And quite honestly, I've been with Bitclub for a while, as you can see in the background here, we're going to talk about Bitclub today. And if you've watched the video that I did with Mike the other day as well, we spoke on Bitclub. Had I dug deeper into Bitclub, we probably would have chosen Bitclub over USI, but obviously USI was just really good at the time. So what I want to do today is just really quickly brush through this. Now, before we get started, I really want to just reiterate what we spoke about the other day, that we want to try and keep the team structure the same. So I know that a few people are probably not going to want to continue, or they're not going to be interested in mining, or they're going to head in a different direction, and that's fine. But I want to try and keep the integrity as best as I can and keep everyone in the same teams and so on and so forth. So what do we got here? So this is Bitclub Network, and basically they are a massive, massive mining network. They're actually listed on the blockchain. You would have seen that on the other video that we did, and you can check that out on blockchain pools. And they have quite a large share. Now, the other day, actually, I should bring it up. Sorry, blockchain. This is a small screen. I don't use this one often. It's harder to see. So the distribution blockchain. Okay, so as you can see on here, we're at Bitclub Networks 1.9, the other day it's 2.2. Okay, so we're going to talk about the extra hashing power and stuff like that later, but it is coming up. So what is this? We're just going to cut straight to the chase on this because you guys are going to want to know what it's cost and what it's going to earn, right? So basically, this is the homepage. This is what it looks like. Now, they are updating the site, and it is kind of hard to use, but if you play around with it for a little bit of time, you'll get to understand it. It's just that there's a lot of stuff in here. Basically, you can go through all your account, all your bits and pieces in here. Now, debit cards are coming as well, and this is the only card that I know of that still will work, if that makes sense. It's not affiliated with Visa or MasterCard. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they are doing it and it will work. So that's what I've heard. So that's exciting. They also mine a bunch of coins as well, not just Bitcoin. We're going to focus on Bitcoin today. If you wanted to look at it, ETH and Monero and other coins, we'll look at that later. Has your team and things like that if you're team building. Now, this uses a binary system, so I won't click into it because it's got other people's personal details in there, but it uses a binary system. So this is not a matrix system like USI had. This is binary, so it's basically left and right and so on and so forth, but we'll get back into that and when we move into the training. And speaking of training, before, if you're with us in the group, I never did any training. Why? Because we were using a different team for the masterminds and stuff like that. We're not doing that this time. We're going to keep everything in house. Everything will be done by us and the guys that like know where things are at. Now, another point, actually, while I'm on this on that subject, is we are directly under one of the founders of Bitclub Network. So if we have any problems, boom, and we've got the answer. So that's going to be amazing. Now in here, you've got conversion tools and marketing tools, explanations of the compensation plan. We'll go into that a little bit later. You can check them on the Bitcoin mining pools and the Ether mining pools. The coolest thing about that I really, really like is everything's already done. Okay, so everything is already done for us. Landing pages, 3 different landing pages, it's done. It's already done, so you can use that straight away to recruit people. Okay, so let's get into the cost. Now, the cost of setting everything up is, there's a $99 fee at the start, and that's to activate your account. Okay, so once that's done, then you can purchase your mining power, and we'll talk about partial shares later on, but we'll just talk about the mining shares to get started now. Okay, so here are the pools. Personally, I have this founder pool here. I just thought, you know what, we were diversifying at the time, and I just wanted to go all in on it and just make sure that everything worked perfectly. So you can start with the 500, the 1,000, 2,000. Obviously, that adds up to 3,500. So you can jump into one of those if you want. So now I think, but I'm not 100% sure, that if you just want to buy one at a time, I'm not sure if you can buy the 2,000. I think you have to start with a 500, and then move up that way. So you can also buy the GPU mining pools. Okay, so this is for the altcoins. And you can either buy $1,000 or a $5,000 pack. I personally don't have these. I will be looking into it, but I haven't looked into it yet. Okay, so now all contracts are valid for 1,000 days, so it's just over 2 years. Obviously, you guys can do the math on that. It pays out the commissions and stuff. This I'm not sure what they're doing with this. They're changing everything around at the moment. It was a 30% auto repurchase, so you can compound. But again, our strategy is going to be compound for the time being anyway, especially with the value of Bitcoin right now and its volatility. We want to wait till, you know, it sort of hits highs. So I'm gonna talk about that now. I'm just gonna whip over to the slideshow, and hopefully this works properly. You'll probably lose my face, but we'll see what happens. All right, cool. Okay, so here we go. Now, what I want to talk about, you guys have got an idea, hopefully, around petahash and things like that, especially from USI. So the current value of petahash with Bitclub is 480 petahash, and by July they will be having, what's going on here? They'll have a lot more. Okay, sweet. Let's just run through this. Sorry about that, team. I'll run through this really quickly anyway. So again, we've got the $99 joining fee, and then the pool 1, pool 2, pool 3, and the prices of that. And obviously the GPU mining pool as well, which is the $1,000. Now, what I wanted to do is talk about my current ROI as well. So everyone wants to know what the results are. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm only partially qualified, so I'm not actually certified or licensed to give any financial advice. However, this is what's currently taking place in my account. Okay, so I've put $3,500 in plus the $99 for the joining fee, and that gives me a share of all of the 3 pools. Now, the daily payout at the current BTC price is $6.26. Okay, so we divide that by $3,599, and that gives us a 0.173% daily return, or a 1.21% weekly. And now that is at the current hash power rate of 480 petahash. And as we move through here, now this is all, you can actually get this data. I've just copied it over. It is on the official webpage, and you can get it, so I haven't just made this up. So what you can see between now and July, we're going to be basically going from 480 petahash up to 1,556 petahash. You can add those numbers up if you like. So what does that mean? So 480 into 1,556 is a 3.24% increase. So we can add that onto our daily increase, which, if you guys can like pause this video, I know I talk fast, and rewind and double check my math if you want. So we've gone from basically a 0.173% to a 3.24, multiplied by 3.24 is going to give us 0.56% daily, or 3.9 weekly. Now, with USI, especially towards the end, it was 0.75% per day, and that's still a really good return. However, USI only paid out over 5 days, so we're looking at 3.75, and that is less than what Bitclub is going to be paying out. So that's really, really exciting. And that also, again, doesn't include the inflation price of Bitcoin. So, if you put $10,000 in today, you made your 3.75% over, 3.9% over the week. With the inflating price of Bitcoin, that's not an accurate ROI. So you need to calculate, or just calculate it in, or don't, but maybe don't for the time being. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. But you can play with your numbers that way anyway. Okay, cool. So that's all pretty exciting stuff. And where's my I've lost my web page now. So that's all really exciting, and for me personally, because with the current situation in USA, I really didn't know what to do, and I really did want to do something with you guys and maintain the team, because we were getting somewhere, and people were making money, and we were changing people's lives, and that was the most exciting part. So I really, really want to do this again with you guys and build this team up. And I mean, I've started again a couple of times, so it's not the end of the world, and we can definitely do it. So I'm going to post this video now anyway for you all, and I really hope that we get a positive response from it, and I really, really want to see you guys back on board. Speak to you soon.